Very good day to you and welcome to Health is Wealth. My name is Joseph Kadri. Today we are at the premises of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria here in Abuja, where we take a look at the National Laboratory Equipment Calibration Center, NALEC, at its headquarters, to know what the center is all about, how it carries out its activities, and who are those that actually come to calibrate their equipment. And to do this, I have some senior staff of the center with me. I am Abba Okoye Ifoma. I'm the quality manager of NALEC. And you?
Innocent Obonna Kelechi. I'm the technical manager of NALEC.
All right, so briefly tell us what NALEC is all about.
Okay, NALEC is the National Laboratory Equipment Calibration Center. So in NALEC, we do calibration of auxiliary equipment. We equally calibrate, we are trying to venture into research equipment too. So in NALEC here, we operate with 4 scopes. We have our volume, we have our mass, we have our temperature, we have our speed. And most times speed works with time. So we are created for volume, temperature, and speed. You know, in MLSCN, our registrar CEO is so passionate about quality. So January 26th of this year, we got accredited to ISO 17025-2017. That's our accreditation certificate displayed there. So we'll go inside and from there I'll introduce you to the rest.
From there you can explain further what those 4 pillars are all about. Yes. Okay, quickly let's get your introduction, remarks on what NALEC is.
Okay, like my colleague have already said, my quality manager, NALEC, we only carry out equipment calibration, auxiliary equipment, which is these 4 scopes she said. Under these scopes, there are other equipments that falls under them. For like when we said volume, we are talking about pipette. Then when we talk about mass, we talk about weighing balance and the mass itself, that's the weight. Then in temperature, we talk about thermometer, oven, incubator, autoclave, fridge, freezer, then water bath. Then we go to speed, we talk about centrifuge, we talk about like timers, we talk about voltmeter. So when we talk about this speed, what we are talking about, it is RPM, revolution per minute. So NALEC, we don't do repair. What we do is specifically equipment calibration.
We're going in now to find out what is obtainable here. There are 4 scopes, and those scopes will be made clear to us. I'm sure that when you follow through, you know that the MLSCN you have in this country has gone far and wide when it comes to upgrade of equipment. Come, let's go.
So these are reception, and this equally stands for our equipment receiving area. So we have our admin that once our clients comes in, they meet our administrative officer. So the way we operate in NALEC is we have our own portion in our website. So clients can just go directly to our website and contact us via that, or we can have working clients. So if you have equipment to calibrate, just like I said earlier, you can download our work order, fill our work order online, send everything to our NALEC email, and then we'll start working from there. Or you can walk in here and we attend to you here. So this is our equipment receiving area where you bring in your equipment, and from there the necessary documentations are done before we proceed to the lab.
Okay, when was the last time you received equipment here?
That was yesterday.
What are those equipments?
Okay, we received timers, we received pipettes, because basically here, what we do here, because, okay, let me just explain a bit better. In NALEC, we do off-site work, and we work here in NALEC. So the work we do right here in NALEC is we work on equipment like pipettes, your timer, and your thermometers, because we have special or specific environmental conditions that needs to be attended because before this equipment can be calibrated. But equipment like your refrigerators, your incubators, your autoclaves, you go to the client's facility to work on that. So yesterday we received equipment from MVRI, pipettes, timers, and thermometers.
Is it a public facility or a private facility?
It's a public facility.
Based in Abuja here?
Yes, based in Abuja, Gadwa.
But do we have those coming outside Abuja?
Yes, we do. We have clients that come from all over Nigeria. Patronize us, yes.
Because we are told that the center provide calibration to the West African countries surrounding the West African region. Is that true?
Yes, yes, of course. Yes, of course. We are accredited, so everybody wants to do with a facility that is accredited, that knows what they're doing, and they're sticking to the standard of 17025 calibration.
So what we do specifically in this lab is calibration of pipettes.
What does it mean?
Pipette is normally we say volume. Then when we talk about this volume, what we are referring to is pipette. So and this is when we talk of pipettes, this is what we mean by the equipment we call pipette. So because this particular equipment, we cannot calibrate it in client facility because you need to meet some certain environmental conditions that will enable you to consider this pipette calibrated based on ISO 17025 requirements. So that's why we cannot calibrate pipettes.
So for this equipment, let us know what it is actually used for.
Okay. So this is an automatic pipette. Okay, this particular one I'm holding is MPEDOF, and it's 1,000 microliters. So in a normal medical laboratory, you use this to aspirate samples. You can equally use it to aspirate your reagents, whatever it is you want to do. So it's an automatic pipette because it's an upgraded version of you not doing mouth pipetting like they used to do in the old days. So if you have a sample you want to analyze, you use your automatic pipette. By the time you see it has a pipette tip, you insert it into the sample container, press it down, you aspirate.
The sample could be blood.
It could be blood, it could be urine, it could be your CSF, it could be anything, any analyte in the lab. So you just aspirate. You can equally use it to aspirate your reagents for your analysis in the laboratory. That's what we use this for. And just like my colleague said earlier, we equally do our mass, our weighing balances. That in the normal lab, you use it to weigh your reagents. In microbiology lab, you use it to weigh your culture media. Do you understand? And in preparation of reagents too. That's what we use the weighing balance to do. Thank you.
Okay, this hot air oven have different ranges. They can use it maybe in a research facility, normal routine laboratory, based on what you want to do with it. The same way we have like bakeries ovens, those ones too, we do calibration for them. But like this one now, we use it when you can hear when my my quality manager is talking about in-house and develop SOP procedure. This particular procedure, for you to use an in-house developed procedure, we do what we call interlaboratory comparison. So with that interlaboratory comparison, you are trying to compare the standard which you have developed to another internationally recognized standard to know if what you have meets the international standard. So that's why we have this oven here. We use it for our ILC and it passed ILC, meaning that we can use it to carry out calibration. Now, in this temperature, we have other equipment we use in temperature, like we have, in general, some of them we call them chambers, temperature chambers. Those ones that we call temperature chambers is the one we call oven, incubator, fridge, and the rest of it. Then we use thermometer. We have thermometer, multi-probe thermometer we use for them to check at a different point of inside the chamber to know the temperature inside there. Then we do, after picking these data, we do our calculation to know the mean, the repeatability, uncertainty, and all the rest of them, to know the condition of that temperature. Because some of them, they also have a display unit.
Yes.
So we assume that the temperature should be in uniform respect to wherever you are placing your sample or whatever you want to incubate, that the temperature should be able to be the same. So the essence of doing this calibration is to find out if at point A,
yes,
the temperature there, is it the same thing at point B? Then at the display, your display might be giving you 37 degree, but inside the chamber, the temperature there is not up to 37. It might be high, maybe 40, and what the expected temperature you need for that particular organism to grow is 37. At 40 degree, that means it will die. It will not longer grow. You will now be saying no growth. The patient will keep on suffering from this kind of wrong diagnosis.
So what this simply means is that if you have your system calibrated in the MLSCN facility, of course here in Abuja, which provides services to the countries bordering West Africa and beyond, it means the outcome of your sample will be of international standard. And it is acceptable anywhere in the world. And this is beautiful for Nigerians to know that this country, MLSCN, is really of international standard and offering international services. Why wouldn't you bring your equipment to the MLSCN for calibration? Right? So, but this equipment, what does it actually incubate? What sample does it incubate?
Okay, if you want to do sterile, you want to kill an organism, you can also use this hot air oven to sterilize that particular stuff. Then, there are some organisms that need to grow on a specific, maybe like a room temperature, maybe like 37 degree or 23 degree. So it's the incubator that will be able to help you to give you that particular room, that temperature you require for it to grow. So there are some other organisms that they cannot grow in this specific temperature, that they need to grow in a tight condition chamber. That means you use another compartment, maybe like aerobatic jar, to put the organism, lock it. It's airtight so that it will not go. Then you now incubate for the organism to be able to grow. So when you also come in terms of like fridge, you may have like minus 80 degree. Now the display might be as well showing you minus 80 degree, but inside the chamber, the temperature there is not up to minus 8. Now if you are to store your reagent maybe in a minus 8 now for it to be alive, now you have minus 20 when your display is showing you minus 80. That means your reagent or whatever sample you are storing is already gone. So, and you are using it to run your samples or carry out laboratory tests. It will not be getting the expected result that is required, because what you are using is already, the lifespan have already gone. So you don't expect it to give you an accurate result. That's why sometimes you go to some facility, they will say they did not find anything wrong with you because the person
the system is faulty.
Because even some of the fridge that are supposed to be 2 to 8. Now we are not talking about the minus, we are talking 2 to 8 expected temperature. That means like blood bank and all the rest of this. You're supposed to store the blood in a temperature like 4 degree. Now you end up putting it in a fridge that you don't know that is minus. So the blood cells will die off because it's over cooling the cells. You will not know. It's only when you do this calibration you will be able to know. Like we said earlier in the pipette, you can see some pipettes. They are, if you set it at 10 microliter, when you aspirate and dispense, because you cannot quantify the volume with an ordinary eye, you will be thinking it's 10, it's giving you 15. So invariably, the result will not be accurate.
We're in NALEC Training Center, and here we have our biosafety cabinet. So what we do basically here is training of end users of the biosafety cabinet. Let me just explain it in the layman's language. This biosafety cabinet came more into use during the outbreak of coronavirus, this recent outbreak, and even during the Ebola virus season. Okay, so the essence of this is protecting the end user. Do you understand? And equally protecting the general public. So what we do here, basically, we don't work with samples here, is to train people from different facilities that makes use of this biosafety cabinet. So we train them. These are the boxes. They are being trained on how to calibrate this biosafety cabinet. They are equally being trained on how to use this biosafety cabinet accurately. In fact, a huge essence of it is safety for the laboratory staff carrying out the procedure and prevention of the virulent organism leaving the facility. That's why I say it's a safety cabinet. So the way you walk inside it, we have so many parts of it that mops up the aerosols coming out from the particular organisms to make sure that it's not being exposed to the outside world.
And then affect the staff.
The staff, and equally it doesn't go out to the outside world.
The importance of biosafety cabinet is to safeguard the person who is carrying out the test. Maybe like you are running a TB test, for instance. Now, so that the microorganism, the aerosols, you cannot inhale it, and at the same time it cannot escape from the chamber. So this biosafety cabinet works in a way that whatever that is coming up, instead of it to escape, this will trap it inside the chamber. It cannot go outside. It will just remain that particular.
But does it have the power to render the organism sterile?
Yeah, there are different sections inside the chamber where these organisms are being trapped and being reduced at a minimum risk level that it cannot affect someone.
What more do you want to know about MLSCN and its calibration center here in Abuja? It's about safety, it's about quality, it's about accuracy. And this actually means if laboratory facilities, public or private, bring the equipment here for calibration, it means whenever they test any sample, they carry out any laboratory test, the result will come out accurate, and there won't be issue of what people know as misdiagnosis or wrong diagnosis. The effect of that is that the patient's health will be improved. The patient will not have to spend more time in health facility trying to get well. So why can't we, Nigerians, why can't we, public and private facilities that have different kinds of equipment, why don't we bring them to the NALEC Center for Calibration? Don't forget, this center has been certified, by the international organization, which means that any result you have from any laboratory center that is approved by the MLSCN NALEC Center, the result, you can take it to anywhere and it will be acceptable in any part of the world. So much is happening in Nigeria. So much is happening under the Registrar and CEO of the Medical Laboratory Science Council of Nigeria, Dr. Tosan Erabo. What we expect is that these fields be sustained so that Nigeria's health will be improved. I'm Joseph Kadri. See you some other time.